Well, hello, Bob Dendry here, and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where we are building the town of Lorikeet Valley. So I hope you've enjoyed the double episode last weekend. I certainly had a lot of fun recording it and editing it, and we've just got a few things left to do this week before we finish off with this transit project. So a couple of things I want to focus on this episode. First of all, we want to complete work on the, I guess, the last remaining intersection where our old sort of highway came into town. Second of all, there's a little bit of sort of sound barriering and soundproofing we would like to do, as well as remove some trees that are sitting in the road over there, and that'll just help the residents of Valleyside and Grove Park to hopefully not be impacted too badly by the the sound coming from this motorway. Thirdly, we really need to dig into sort of Lorini and see what exactly we need to make happen to really get this area to work, because we still have massive backups, we have gridlock, and all around it's just not going too well. I did have a little bit of an experiment in fixing it, and I actually had a lot of trouble. So we might need to really sort of dig in. Might need to look at some out-of-the-box solutions, maybe some new road entrances and stuff like that, just to try and sort of remove as much stress on this really single or one of two sort of choke points coming in. But we'll get started. So we'll pop over here to our last remaining interchange, and what I'm thinking we'll do, we'll probably bring the existing Cook Road out a little bit further and then have it curve back around. Our primary movement is going to be pretty much how we've built it here, so the motorway will actually be the primary movement, and the old highway will be a secondary movement. So we'll need to quickly pause the game, and I'm just going to just take both of these roads back a little bit. And from there, what we're going to do is we'll build a couple of lanes of dual, or a couple of stretches of dual sort of lane, because we will have what's happening? I just had an autosave. Because we will have people, leaving the highway to go over on this direction. And from there, we will take this 2-lane road, and it's going to curve around and meet up with our existing sort of motorway that we've built. It will change back to 2-lane as well at some point. Just need to work out when that will be. Yeah, that's a nice smooth sort of entrance. What we'll have ramps going over, and probably we'll need a ramp going the other direction as well. So I'm just going to try and get some nice sort of rough ramps in, so we know exactly where we're going. Apparently 8 meters wasn't high enough, but I think it's probably fine, so we'll just anarchy that in, and then it will come back down. And from there we will go up to 2 lanes, because we will also have our exit from over here as well. There's a little slip lane. Nice. We might have that come out a little bit further along. And from there, we will build our road going the other direction. So we will fix these up so they line up a little bit better. We will have one branch that just pretty much goes straight in there, though we will give it a nicer angle. And then one will go over the top. Gonna have to go up a little bit higher, this one, to get over the top of our existing. Yeah, probably a little bit higher than that, in fact. And that'll join up at the same stretch. So I just need to do a little bit of fine tuning here. What we might do is actually take this node back a little bit further, just so we've got, you know, more time to actually get up. Oops. And probably need a more sort of round-ish curve coming in. Alright, I think we need to make this possibly sloped, so we don't get that, like, silly camber. No, we're still going to get that. We might just need to come off at a more sort of straight angle. That's a little bit better. Oops. And we'll probably need to do a bit more of a sort of round segment here. Okay, that's not too bad. We can probably do a little bit of tightening up. And just a little bit of no controller. So that's fine. That one's quite nice. This one we probably need to have them coming, yeah, out there or so. Yep, that works well. And this one here, what we're going to try and do is get the corners lined up. And that should be a little bit nicer as well. Perfect. I think that works pretty well. We'll take it back up to 2 lanes both way here. We will also need to do a little bit of no controller work there as well, actually. Cool. And slope, straight. Perfect. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, so we probably do need to do a little bit of traffic manager work just to make sure we're not chucking UEs and stuff like that. Perfect. I think that is all we need to do right now, so we'll let it run. And yeah, this should hopefully be a bit smoother experience for everyone. And hopefully will encourage more people to be using this motorway. Alright, now, second thing I want to do is we want to formalize this no longer being a highway road by sort of downgrading it to more of a local collector type road, and also bending it around at this intersection here, so the primary movement is into the city now rather than across joining up to the other highway. So I'm thinking just a nice sort of 4-unit road with a median is probably going to be best. We can get some trees in the middle as well. We'll actually need to slightly fix that up as well, but it will be okay. We're going to quickly pause now as well. Perfect, I think that is good. And then we will get our highway road. I think we want an asymmetrical one, just coming in at a roughly 90. Perfect, I think that's nice. Oh, we got one section we missed out here as well. We probably should delete a node there, because we probably don't need one of those. We'll do this one. Let's remove that one. Excellent. And I also want to upgrade this, or sort of downgrade it. I don't know how you would say that. From the highway-ish road. And we're going to take it to one of these local collectors as well. No. It's not what I wanted there, but yeah, okay. And as you'll see, our you know, 4-lane road from the city is now joining up. So we've got 4-lane all the way through. We can play again, and I'm just going to quickly readjust this one with our node controller. Perfect. I'm also going to name our motorway, as Thompson Road probably isn't that cool a name. So we're going to call it, we will call it our, apparently this doesn't want to extend. Okay, well we'll have it start there, and I guess it doesn't go all the way through to the other side, almost. Perfect. So what we're going to call it is the M21 Lorikeet Valley Expressway. M21 is a free alphanumeric road designation from the New South Wales alphanumeric roads. I figure M21, 21 is the year we started this, and it's just a nice little expressway, isn't it? Which is providing some soundproofing for our residents in Grove Park and also in Valleyside. So obviously we've got a brand new motorway that's going just around the edge of their, you know, their suburb, and we don't have any protection at the moment for, in terms of like shielding them from the noise or anything like that. So, and I think that would be pretty tough, to be honest, hearing that all day, every day. So we'll do what we probably should have done to start with, and that is get some noise protection down for them. Interestingly, I don't have a version of this 4-lane motorway with sound barriers built into it. I'm not sure if I've missed subscribing to one or if there isn't one for that asset. But we do have this sound barrier here, which is the same as the barriers that you see on the actual models themselves if you have them. So I'm just going to do a couple of quick adjustments here. We're going to switch a couple of these over to slope. And I think that's all we need. That one there as well. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use our parallel road tool, I hope, if it'll work, to actually lay... Oh, whoops. What did I do? I removed a node. Did not mean to do that. So we'll add that one back in. So I'm going to use the parallel road tool. I think we can use to lay down the networks for this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if we look at that, we've got lovely parallel sound barriers. So I will get those laid down. What we'll also do as well is we're just going to go through and remove this janky bit here. And we will just need to shift this just a little bit so it joins up with the tunnel entrance. Perfect. So it's a really nice, easy way to lay down some sound barriers. What I also want to do as well is to lay down some trees and stuff like that just along the side here, just to give us that extra little bit of shielding. I don't have forest brush. My fiance always tells me I need to get it. But for whatever reason, I just like placing them myself. We'll do a couple of different brushes with fairly low brush strength, which will hopefully get us a good variety of trees laid down. Got some eucalyptus there. What else do we have? Some blue gum trees. And maybe just a few iron barks as well. So now if you're in, valley side, while you do still have the motorway, obviously, you've got some trees to both, I guess, partially mask the actual side of it and to disrupt some of the noise as well. So I think that's a good outcome for our residents in this area. And yeah, I think that is a good little green corridor we've got there. Interesting thing we could consider as well, though I'm not going to do it right now, is that we do have this little tunnel here, which actually does provide us the opportunity to maybe put like a hiking trail in here as well, which is going to be quite a hiking trail, but it's potentially something we could do down the line a little bit. Alrighty, now the third thing I want to work on is this. As you can see, the fixes we put in last week did not end up having an effect. And I've racked my brain, honestly, trying to work out how we fix this, and I'm having trouble. I know part of the issue is that this is a cul-de-sac, more or less, right? You've got these sort of two roads that are coming in, nothing else. Obviously you've got alternate access here, but it's not particularly well utilized. And basically, a lot of what this is gridlock. You've got cars wanting to turn right here and right here, which are holding up all of the traffic because everyone is just sitting here waiting. We did place a sort of opposed collector going the opposite way to Birdsong Boulevard, which seemed to have some impact, but once that had sort of been more utilized, it sort of all broke down again. One thing I'm wondering if we could do is bump up Lafayette Road to a 4-lane collector and have its extension into the town as one of those compact 4 lanes and take it all the way in, or as far as it will go anyway. I think that's a change I'm going to make now. So we're upgrading this now to a compact 4-lane collector. It's going to go all the way in. I should have turned off, what do you call it? Collisions, which I will do now, just for a short while. Okay, and we'll turn those back on so we don't break everything. So I don't know if that's going to have a massive impact, but potentially it could help to get more traffic flowing all the way into the city. That's not going to affect what's happening in here though, which is a whole lot of rubbish. I've also noticed, which I might need to look at, like get mesh info tools out or something and have a look. I don't think it's enabled right now. but there is something in this city that tanks my frame rate. Like, I don't know if you can see, but you probably can. Frame rate is so low right now, and if I just look back in this direction, it's buttery smooth. Obviously, you've got larger, higher poly buildings in the area, so of course I would assume the frame rate should go down, but I don't think it should go down as much as it is. But anyway, let's have a think. I was having a think earlier and I thought maybe we could reduce the number of cross streets, but I feel like there's only really one we could get rid of, which would be this one here. Other than that, they're all pretty well spaced out. We don't want this cross street to go all the way through anymore because it's too close to our spooey, but we perhaps do have some options to join up some more roads. We've got some old businesses that are just sitting here, so we might delete those. And potentially we can sort of join up some roads a little bit better. Might just have to do one of these. And I don't think there's asymmetrics of that one. Okay, that's fine. We will do some... see if there's anything we can do here in terms of like some dedicated turning lanes or something. I think it's pretty good, this one. We've got this issue here where, look, just look at all these cars that are just sitting there. They're backing up. They're entering intersections and blocking everything. So do we have a policy here that allows them to do that? And we do not. They're not supposed to be not supposed to be entering, but they are, and it's just causing absolute chaos. I wonder if we maybe have some nodes that are very close together. And it doesn't look like we do. Our nodes are pretty well spaced. We could potentially get another sort of opposing collector in that would run all the way up to our second bridge here. So that might be something we can do. We'll just need to unlock that segment using our network multi-tool. Okay. I don't know if that's going to have a massive impact, but potentially it could draw sort of more of the traffic onto that road. We could maybe set it with a slightly higher speed limit as well if it doesn't already have one. Maybe up to 60. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we could maybe set all of those type of roads to 60. And see if that has any impact. What about this road here? This one should be 60 as well, I'm thinking. We might not permanently change that, we'll just do it for this particular one. Okay, and see if that helps with anything. I'm not expecting massive improvements though. Well, let's have a look and see if we have a traffic number yet, or if it's still saying 100%. 44. Yeah, look at all that red. But it's a start. At least it's not saying 100%. Oh, we've got some U-turns happening here as well. So we need to fix that up. Probably the same here as well, I'm guessing. Yep. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lanes. Okay. Now that we've hit that one on the head. What else have we got here? You can go through. As can you. I wonder if we should just leave this as 6 lane all the way through. Probably, hey. Yeah, let's do it. Do a little bit of multi-tooling. And we'll just fix up those stay in your lane directions as well. And fix this one. Cool. We've got a little node there that doesn't need to be there as well, I suspect. Yeah, get rid of that one. Okay, that might be a little bit better. If we pop back here, look, some of the main areas that we were having issues with aren't sort of sitting that same way anymore. I'm specifically looking at Richardson Street here, which was a massive issue before. So maybe okay. We've got people entering the intersection and queuing up, which they once again should not be doing. And it is banned as well. So I don't know if maybe we've set like a policy in Traffic Manager or something like that that's causing that to happen. Potentially this could be 2 lane. Just because it's coming up to, it's sort of a... Is that just moving the problem? I don't know. I want to see how it goes though, because we sort of have this is sort of a main sort of connection between these two collectors. So we might give it a go and see. We'll need to fix up our lane connectors as well. So we just want left turns here. Oops. In fact, I think we want dedicated turning lanes all around, don't we? At least we want... Actually, why are we allowing this movement to start with? You can always go up the motorway. Let's just ban it altogether. I would say things are slowly improving here. I don't know if it's enough yet, but I think it's getting better. The overlay thinks it's exactly the same. Our motorway is backed up to the next exit, and I think it's backed up the other way as well. But I'm willing to let it run for a little while and just see if we get any movement in that sort of period. No, this is not a time traffic light scheme I like. Let's try that and see if it's any better. Because this guy's stuck. But I just want to let it, let it be and just see if it does improve. So another project I wanted to work on in this episode is actually getting a new suburb down. We've got this sort of nice, reasonably flat area between our motorway and Birdsong Boulevard that could potentially give us a nice little, low density neighborhood we could look at. If we have a look at our topography, I mean, it's reasonably good. We do need to do a little bit of work on it, but as a whole, I think it's quite nice. What we'll do, we're going to use Network Multi-Tool here to just smoothen out our slope. So it's, 0.4, so it's quite a low grade now. And I'm just going to use the Smooth tool just to hopefully get rid of some of the random sort of humps we've got. So a couple of things we need to keep in mind here. I think I would actually like to have a train station here. And we do have our sort of stub that we did place down here. We could probably tunnel under this sort of area here and allow us to get a train line parallel to our motorway. The other thing we need to consider as well is we've got our industrial line that we need to have some space saved for. We could potentially do that by having it run in this sort of narrow corridor between Green Hills and our new suburb. So I might lay down just a little sort of space where we're going to have this new neighborhood as my game saves and freezes. And this is the sort of area I would like to lay down. In fact, we probably don't want to go that far. We just want to go to probably about to this roundabout here. And so it's not going to be a massive neighborhood, but it will allow us to definitely get some houses laid down. Actually, we can probably go out a little bit further, and we'll probably have a nice space for a station here, which I might just lay down if we can. I quite like, there's a sort of small 2-track. I think it's similar to, yeah, this one here. I like that one. We apparently need to place it on the roadside. What I might do, I might pop it there, and then we'll just grab it, if we can. Just grab it and move it along and just place it sort of just alongside our motorway here. It's about the right height, and then we can have our road going in there when we have the chance to lay it, or, you know, as we're going along here. Okay, so it's serviced by road now, and we're going to take the opportunity to turn off intercity trains, which we can't do at the moment. That is actually a bug in the current version of the game. I forgot about that. And we're just going to lay a somewhat parallel road to our motorway. It's not going to be like perfectly parallel. And then we will just go through, connect up here as well, and we're just going to lay down a small grid with a few sort of cul-de-sacs and things like that. Cool, so I think we'll get down some city services now, and we'll lay down this little neighborhood. Oh, I did want to put a theme down here as well, actually. So I'll just quickly pop pause on. So I've got a couple of different themes I want to use with this one. So we've got our Victorian theme, which we'll go into Theme Manager and just show you because I made this off camera. It is a basically, these are actually New Zealand houses, but I think they fit really well with the Australian Victorian sort of era houses as well. We forgot to add one in apparently. So what I'm doing, I'm going to use a mixture of this and Boomer. So the Victorian houses obviously representing the original Victoria era buildings in the area, and the Boomer homes are what, you know, they knocked down those Victorian homes to build. So just switch that over now. I will also need to get some commercial actually as well. We don't have any of at the moment. What I might do, I'll put a new theme down which is just all commercial. And we're just going to put, well, obviously all the commercial buildings in. Maybe not those ones. Cool. So we'll allow all commercial there as well. We forgot to put water in, so I'll just quickly do that as well. We don't have an energy connection, it looks like. Oh, we just need a temporary power line here, I think, to get that to work. And that should be fine. Yes, perfect. Okay. And yeah, then I'm just going to add in some greenery here to try and block the sound of the expressway. Perfect. Now, what are we going to call this? Because we're not calling it Valley District. We might call it Waratah, which is a suburb name. It's a suburb in Newcastle, but I think there's actually quite a few Waratahs in Australia. It's a plant. It is the official state plant of New South Wales or something like that, and is, yeah, quite a popular town name. Perfect. I'm also glad we're not seeing any sort of cut-throughs. I think we might need to do another connecting road here. I think the blocks are just a little bit too long. And that probably will work a little bit better. And we'll get our rail line connected up and going as well. So I have had a bit of an experiment with getting this to bridge over. It doesn't really work. You need to go quite high, quite suddenly, I think, to make it work. Okay, let's see how it looks. Good. Our tunnel isn't sort of skirting up above the ground anywhere aside from there, but that's an easy fix. Now I'm going to, of course, as I've been loving doing this whole episode, going to once again use our network multi-tool. Going to place a parallel track. And we are going to just go through and connect that. That's gone down as a raised piece, so we'll quickly fix that as well. Okay, perfect. And I'm just going to go ahead and extend our T1 line to go to that new station. So I'll need to slightly amend it. So that's our orange line. So we'll need to shift it onto this side. And then we'll drag and add a new stop over here. And just add another return stop as well. Cool, so that is handled. Probably everyone is now rushing from their platform that they used to stop on all the way over to the other side, so they make sure they are all covered there. We probably would also want to add on one extra train as well, so we'll add a vehicle there. It'll just be a 3 car, so we've got 2 3 cars and 2 5 cars. I think that'll handle everything pretty well at the moment. Perfect. So that's a nice little developing neighborhood. It will obviously continue to grow over time. We don't need this temporary power line now either. And yeah, it would be good to see how that continues to grow. So we've got good connectivity to the city, but I'm wondering if we could get another, maybe some bus rapid transit. We'll have a look and see if we want to do that after we check up on this. And it looks like it's slightly better. Oh, okay. So we don't have any backups here anymore, but this is backing up. So some things are better, some things are not. Once again, let's just have a look and see. Where are these backups occurring? The answer is pretty much everywhere, if I'm honest. I don't know why you're stopped there though. Are you broken? Let's see what happens if we do that. So we've got this really annoying thing happening where everyone's starting to sort of push up on each other. So it's really hard to tell. I wonder if we have any broken or stuck vehicles. Let's have a look and see if we can use Traffic Manager to fix that. So if we reset those and go back into the game, nothing's really changed. So I think we're probably okay in terms of that. As you can see, it's just bloody chaos, isn't it? Alright, I think another potential idea would be to try and stagger these two intersections. They are quite close together. So what I might do is... See, that's sort of a major collector now, so it's a bit difficult to do that. So we might just pull out this road and see if that helps us at all. I'm not sure it will, but it's an option we could look at. We might try putting dedicated turning lanes all along this road and see if that helps us get anyone moving. So we'll need to add in some more nodes as well. I don't know if this is going to have much of an impact. It might be a little bit better. No, we've got those the wrong way. Probably don't need a dedicated turning lane here either. So we can have that running 2 all the way through. Because they've only got a left turn and a straight there. I wonder if this will be a little bit better. Where are you wanting to go? You want to go straight through? No, you're not going to go straight through. We're going to restrict you as well. So you're all turning left. Do we have stop signs here? No, let's go give way signs. Make things flow a little bit easier. I think things are definitely starting to look a little bit better now. We're still having, like, traffic still sort of coming in drops of quite high traffic and a bit of congestion, especially along Richardson Street here. But I think as a whole, I think it's not looking too bad. And we're starting to see, I guess, the issue with having all this traffic backed up is that we're starting to get garbage problems. People aren't able to get their garbage collected because, you know, the trucks are all stuck in this horrendous traffic here. And that will be a problem for us down the line if this continues happening. If I look through here, this direction is terrible. Coming from Old Lorikeet Valley, the traffic's starting to slow down a bit. Do we have a broken node? Because you're just sitting there doing nothing and you're holding up traffic. No? Are you just stuck? Let's just delete you and see if that fixes any issues. Alright, so I think I might get that bus rapid transit system or route in. I think it hopefully will help us to sort of just work on reducing a little bit more of the private traffic coming into the city. So what I'm thinking we'll do is we'll run a bus from probably our homemaker centre over here. It'll stop at Waratah station, and then it'll hop on the motorway and go sort of direct into the city. It is, I know, slightly duplicated with our rail network, but I guess it will just give, you know, people that extra sort of option to get in the city. In fact, we might even start it over here at Green Hills. I think that actually makes sense to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. What I want to do here is just build a little cul-de-sac here that we can use to allow our bus to turn around. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to insert a node right here, and then we'll use node controller, and we'll sort of just expand this to about 150%. So it'll give our bus the opportunity to do a little turnaround here. Alright, so let's design our route then. So we will have it stop or start sort of here outside this large building in Green Hills. It'll pop across to the Homemaker Centre, and I think we'll try and allow a U-turn movement for the bus there because it is quite a wide road, so I'm okay with it. It will then pop over, stop outside the station, and then it's going to hop straight on the motorway, hopefully anyway. Yes, it wants to hop on the motorway, that is good. And we might just have it run direct to our station here, and then back. It's a very basic route, and we might even have it run directly to Green Hills from there. Maybe. No, we won't, because it wants to run through the city if we do that. So it'll stop at the train station again, and then direct to Green Hills. So we'll quickly pause that, and we will select our types. And we'll just start with this 60 capacity bus. I'm not sure how many vehicles it's going to recommend. 32. Let's take that down to maybe 10, and we'll just see how we go. And before we finish off for this one, I think we need to look at our garbage situation, because we do have some garbage piling up at some areas throughout the city. Our garbage processing status is okay, but obviously everything's over there right now really, except for this one recycling depot, and you probably find that some of our you know, trucks are probably stuck in some of these traffic jams. So we might add on a waste transfer facility. We can fit one in over here, and that should just hopefully lighten the load a little bit and sort of separate these a little bit more, you know, a little bit more geographically to hopefully not shut everything down when we hit that little bit of a slowdown in the city. But that's going to be about it for this one. I hope you join me in the next one. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to all my social media in the description, so please get on there, like, subscribe, follow, join the conversation on Discord, as I always love to have a chat. You can also find a link to my Buy Me a Coffee in the description should you want to give something a little financial to the channel. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry, this is Cities Skylines, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.